Friday night. You know what that means. We are back with another Hot 10 list. 21 live waiting for us. Thank you guys. You guys are amazing. We appreciate the hell out of you. We got lots of fun to talk about. I am here with, of course, the writer of the list, Ben S. and Richie. What you guys got going on this week? How you doing?
Not much. I'm
Hating life?
struggling. I'm sick, and it's all good. But
Well, I'm struggling too because Cam Akers is a bum.
I saw that, dude. Why'd you? I saw people are like, why'd you even start Cam Akers?
I mean, you had to based on his
Yeah.
fantasy ADP. I mean, you're risking a 3rd to 4th round pick on him, and the
Yeah.
earlier guys are risking a 2nd round pick. But Josh Allen scored 40 plus fantasy points, and I have him on a few teams, so I'm stoked.
Not bad. Not bad. Fantasy season has started, ladies and gentlemen. If you didn't get to check, we had our fantasy draft over on Popcorn Culture. It was a lot of fun. Go check it out if you're into that type of stuff and watch us all make fools of ourselves other than Richie and Renna.
Yeah, we already got. I mean, I don't get a lot of views. I'm kind of small still, but we already got like 350 views. So they went back and watched us draft and then heard us shoot the shit. So that was pretty cool.
That is cool. That's very cool. Yeah, Ronnie says that was fun to watch. Thanks, Ronnie. Appreciate it, man. Make sure you guys check out Ronnie's IG. Lots of fun. We got all kinds of stuff to talk about. We got a special guest to bring on at some point during the show to talk about some really cool stuff. We got a cool giveaway tonight. Just all kinds of fun. Make sure you guys check all the links in the descriptions below and give a thumbs up. There's almost 40 people right now. Do me a favor, try and get those likes to 30. If you guys haven't hit the thumbs up already, would love for you guys to do so. 42 people watching us live. Hit that thumbs up button. Shout out to Cal L that says, many blessings to all. Feel better, Ben. Thank you, Cal L, for the $5 super chat. We appreciate that. If you guys want to support us, that's how. Subscribe, hit the thumbs up button. If you guys got a couple extra bucks and you want to support us that way, super chats are always great. Not necessary, but they are great, and we appreciate it. So much love to you guys. Yeah, I am Comics Garage. I'm glad you bring that up. I am getting ready to have a nice little storm going on. So we'll see how that plays out if I end up dropping. Yeah, it's interesting right now. So we'll see how that goes. What up, Mr. Longshort in the house? He says, what up, boys? He drops a $20 super chat. That is amazing. Thank you, brother. Make sure you guys go check out Ben's IG, one of the best Instagram posters on the planet. And he also has a great show over at Nearing Nirvana that they do every Thursday, I believe. So,
and not the same. He's not the same Ben.
No, different Ben. That's Mr. Longshort, like
yes.
There.
That's a different Ben.
The
Ben
third
that runs,
Ben.
Yeah, that runs CBSI. That's a different Ben. It's a bunch of Bens.
Yeah, my name's really Ben, but I don't tell you guys that. And so is his. Richie's is Ben too, but
Bendy Banana.
Yeah, it's like a middle name, so he doesn't use it. But that being said, we are punctual today. We said it for 8:05, and we made it, baby. We made it. So lots of fun. Bunch of crazy news going on in the world of comics. I will say, if you guys really want to get into that crazy new stuff, make sure you come over to the Saturday night show tomorrow night on Beyond Wednesdays, Modern Comic Mayhem. I'm putting out the bat signals for some extra big content creators to maybe come on with all of us that are usually on there and talk about all the craziness that's been going on in the world of comics and drama and comics drama. I feel like we're like the drama alert for comics over the last couple months, man.
It's crazy, isn't it? It's sad. I mean, I think honestly though, it's kind of expected because of how values of so many books have gone down. I think everybody is just frustrated and they're losing a lot of money. And
great point, man.
Yes, 100%. There is, and not only that, I mean, there's a lot of craziness going on in the world right now, and that's outside of comics. And sometimes we want comics just to be our getaway, right? Our place where we can not have to deal with all that. But man, there's some people out there that karma likes to just smack right in the face whenever they do things that are bad, and we laugh at it sometimes. Karma's a bitch. All right. That being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for hanging out with us. We've got 60 live. Make sure you guys, if you are in the live chat, be active in the live chat. It really makes the show. We like to check out your guys' questions and, you know, what you guys have to say. I want to really shout out some of the people who are already here. Shout out to Duke Shepard, Cover Lover Comics, Patrick M., Brad Selden, Comics Garage, Wonder World Comics, Dennis is in the house, Planet Arizona, of course, Mr. Long Shorts, Kal-El, Ronnie, Wookie Fodder, David, and everybody else that's hanging out. Appreciate you guys. We have my favorite part of the show, the Almost 10. Starting with number 3, with Animal Man number 5, a book that I pick up every time I see it for 2 reasons. And I don't even know why Ben has it on the list yet, but I'm going to say why I pick this book up every time I see it, because that is Grant Morrison's hand, if I remember correctly. And second, isn't this where they kind of start the whole multiverse thing in this Animal Man run? And they have the who's the pirate guy, the evil guy that started Infinite Crisis. Like, this is kind of like where all the current multi-Earth theories kind of starts in this Animal Man run.
Crafty Coyote, first appearance, inspired by Wile E. Coyote, classic story. And you're right, that is Grant Morrison's hand.
Yeah. So shout out to Planet Arizona Comics, who says, just want to thank each and every one of you on this panel for what you do. You've not only made me a smarter buyer, but a smarter seller. Cheers, guys. Thank you, Planet Arizona Comics, for the $9.99 super chat. And Ronnie's dropping a $10 super chat saying, share this video. We need to get everyone watching the show. We appreciate you, brother. Much love.
Very much.
Yeah, this is a great book. I love this series. You know, early Grant Morrison DC stuff. This is when Grant Morrison's brain was like just dropping knowledge on everybody that was reading comics.
Yeah, this one was actually sent to me from, and I don't know if he's in the chat right now, but it was sent from Imani Tony Smokes over on IG. So he's got the Deadly Class, the Smoking Girl icon, or as his avatar. But yeah, $45 for this. Yeah, right. At 45, I know. I would think that with it being like that all white, and this was what, like probably like 82?
No. 88 maybe? 89?
Was it that late?
Yeah. Oh yeah, it had to have been. Let me take a look here.
I was just looking at the numbering on the thing. It looks early 80s, but I mean I could be wrong.
I thought it was like 87, but
yeah, that's what I thought. But we'll find out right here.
But yeah, I mean, I would tend to think that any of the ones that, like, from back then, this is probably not like one of the books that, you know, everybody sleeved up or anything like that. So these things probably got pretty dirty.
December of 88.
88. Okay.
Well, there you go. Great series. Amazing series. So, but $45. Holy cow, man. This is in dollar bins all over the planet.
You would think.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you guys ever do see anything of these weird one-offs that you think might, you know, be, I mean, I try and look as much as I can for the Almost 10, but I don't see everything. So if you ever do see something, shoot me a instant message. Yeah. I have no problem. I don't have any pride that thinks I know everything, because I don't.
Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. All right, next on the list, a second print, Death of Dracula, #1, second printing variant. I like this much better than the first print, because the first print has that horrible Heroes Age trade dress.
Oh, up at the top, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw a few sales on this, and I was kind of confused as to why. But this is like a $25 book, but I didn't really realize they had a second print of this. But
no,
I don't think there's like a first appearance in this or anything, right?
Yeah, there's like 3 or maybe 5 first appearances. You have first appearance, Zaris,
of something of significance.
Son of Dracula, who later becomes Shadow Colonel, I believe his name.
Vlad Dracula, right?
Mm-hmm. And then you have that team appearance of the multiple vampire sects, Mystico sect, and Kreisek, and a bunch of weird names. It was recently on the Key Collector Wednesday list. Nick's picks. Zaris, the son of Dracula, will be in the upcoming Blade movie. I think he mentioned. So,
and we're gonna be going crazy at this time next week with nothing but D23 spec books, I imagine, on this list.
Assuming that they are going to show something new.
Yes.
I mean, if they're just regurgitating what they did at San Diego, then it's not going to be a whole lot of. It's going to be a whole lot of nothing.
Well, you figure we're going to hear, hopefully, I don't know, Deadpool 3. That's what I'm hoping for. But seems like their pre-production deadlines have been pushed too much, so that might not be announced. But I'm expecting Shang-Chi 2, Armor Wars, Thunderbolts, Spider-Man 4, some Captain America stuff. Just anything, yeah. We'll see.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I'm going to laugh my ass off, though, if we get nothing and it's just repeat information from San Diego.
Multiverse of Madness all over again.
Yeah.
Specular.
Yeah. Smash in Hero says, man, I left one of these behind recently for cover. Yeah, there's a lot of that out there. Shout out to Swaggle House. We're going to get Swaggle House on one of those combatants tomorrow on the show on Saturday night. So make sure to come check out Mickey on the show. All right, next on the list, a book that I think we talked about last week, but not this cover. Wolverine number 145, the amazing 25th anniversary issue, has like 5-6 different covers that are all great. And I recently saw the Dynamic Forces chromium color cover the other day. It came into a collection over at Jesse James Comics, and I got to see it. And he's like, have you ever seen this? And I go, this is the first time I've seen it in person. And for those of you guys that don't know what we're talking about, this cover was crazy. Not only did it have this gold foil claws issue, it had quite a few other covers. Thank multiple websites here on this pick, you guys, including comics.org and our favorite Recalled Comics. But here's all of your covers to this, including the one we talked about last week, the Nabisco 145 issue, which is so amazing.
So funny, like every time I see that cover, like it just doesn't click. I'm thinking that, I've seen hundreds of those, like, you know what I mean? And then you realize I have the newsstand. The newsstand one is like just plain, kind of like don't have that the bone, the white bone collector.
Well, speaking of that one, that's Recalled Comics, and man, I love this one. This is basically like,
hell yeah,
an air issue, right? That Marvel produced that let out, that didn't have anything on it. Is that what it was?
Yeah, it was recalled. I believe.
They're like press proofs, pre-press proofs. So very interesting, but yeah, very cool.
Yeah. So I see that and I could be wrong, but I thought that I used to have the gold version here a long time ago, and I remember it's always listed as like a second print, but I don't think the inside says that it's a second print. But I think everybody just kind of says that it's a second print. Thank you, Laura. Yeah, if you're not following Near Nirvana, make sure you go over and do that for sure.
Amen.
On both Instagram and YouTube, but I didn't see that it's actually a second print. Everybody lists it as a second print, but I don't think it is.
That's a great question. I don't think it is either.
What's the last number on the barcode? Is it a 1 or
1?
It's a 1.
It's not a second print.
Yeah.
But this is always sold for like about $30 or $40, but for whatever reason this week it's selling for $75 to $100. So I don't know.
Wolverine news pushing it, maybe.
I don't even
see
know
how it would push this, but
you wouldn't think.
Oh, interesting. All right, next on the list, Darth Vader number 2, the absolutely gorgeous Del Mundo variant. It's a 1 in 25 variant. This is from the second volume 2, 2017, right?
Correct.
Is this volume 2?
Correct. Volume 2. Or I don't know. There's the numbering system on the volumes confuses the crap out of me. So I just usually just put just the year and just say this came out in 2017. So
great cover.
It is a good cover.
Beautiful.
It looks like he's about to
lay into somebody.
Yeah, it looks like he's gonna kill that stormtrooper for sure. But I don't really. There is a first appearance in this. I believe, but I'm not big on Star Wars enough to know. But this is $150 book now.
Woo!
So, yeah.
Wow. Let's see here. 2017. Let's see what the first appearances are on this. All right.
This is Grand Inquisitors series, right?
Yeah. Volume 2.
First cameo, Karak in Infilala.
Yeah, Karak Infala, that badass Jedi that shows up in issue 3 that Vader has a hard time with, which is awesome. There's like some unidentified first appearances of like clone troopers and stormtroopers, but those aren't that big of a deal. But the only thing I can think of is the Karak Infala and that Ding character and Kicker. So Ding was a clone stormtrooper in service of the Galactic Empire after Clone Wars. He was assigned to clearing out Jedi artifacts from Jedi outposts Brightholm and Midrim. When Darth Vader attacked the outpost, Ding tried to kill the Dark Lord of the Sith by throwing a grenade at him. However, Vader blocked the grenade, then force choked him to death. So lives and dies. I don't know if that's a big deal or not, but the Karak Infala cameo is probably the coolest part. Cameo first appearances. I call cameos first appearances, but you guys know what I mean. So how much did you say this was going for?
150.
Wow. All right. Next on the list. Now this is interesting. Fanta Gore #1. Do you guys know about this book?
Nope.
Richard Corbin self-published Fanta Gore #1 in 1970, 2 years after his first published work appeared in fanzine Voice of Comicdom. The first printing of Fanta Gore was 8.5 by 11 inches, so it's nice, big magazine style. And the cover and interior paper is heavier and higher grade than the subsequent printing. So I don't know Richard Corbin. That's not the same guy that was the director, right? Isn't there a director who's the director of Superman? I'm getting confused with. Chat will let me know. That's Candace speaking. So. Yeah. Corbin Goodness. You're right. Comics Garage, Corbin Goodness. So yeah, this is pretty cool.
Yeah. So this is the first print. There is a second print, and you can it's real easy to tell the second print underneath Fanta Gore 1. It's got some additional words. And so that's real easy to see. But yeah, this is $250 raw. I don't really even know what this is. Is this just like some kind of some kind of horror? Right?
Yeah, I'm thinking of Richard Donner for some reason as Corbin, but that's just cannabis speaking. They said that he was a big heavy metal guy, did a lot of stuff in heavy metal. I don't know. I haven't heard anything. He died earlier this year. Created Den for heavy metal, says Dennis. So there you go. Probably just a rare book from somebody who has some rabid fans out there that finally went up for auction. So that's pretty damn cool. All right, next on the list, a beautiful cover, Batman Beyond the White Knight. This is the black and white variant for #1, and Ben says this sold for $500 raw.
Yeah, I don't even remember how these were distributed. Like the listings say 1 per store, but I don't think these were 1 per store, or would not be selling for $500.
Yeah, I feel like they're way more rare than that.
So if
$500 raw.
Yeah, so if anybody knows how this black and white version of this was distributed, I can't remember. I remember when this came out, but I just don't remember this book.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, that's a crazy book. It's a beautiful cover when you see it with just the ink and drawings. I love those covers. I love the Batman Beyond and the Batman in the background. It's just beautiful. Gorgeous. Out of that Sean Murphy verse. So very cool. 148 live. You guys hit that thumbs up button. We're right in the middle of the almost 10. We appreciate you guys joining us. $500 raw recently for this Batman Beyond the White Knight black and white variant that we've heard is one per store, but I feel like it should be more rare than that, selling at $500. But who knows? Who knows? It's one of those weird ones.
Oh, their Weapon Squall says, I heard you had to take a survey.
Ooh, I would have taken a survey for that. That's for sure.
Unless they didn't know that they were getting a book, then everybody was like, nope, I hate surveys. Yeah. I'm not doing them.
Yeah. David Morley says local comic shop has it on the wall for $300. Wow. So maybe it was a thank you variant. So who knows? Who knows? All right. Next on the list, a Hellboy book. There's certain Hellboy books that sell for a ridiculous amounts that you can totally find in back issue bins and dollar bins and collections that you would never know would sell for a ridiculous amount. And this is one of them. Hellboy in Mexico #1 variant is a $60 book.
$60 book. I don't really know what the story is. Is it just Hellboy in Mexico, or is this about something about with Day of the Dead or something? I don't know.
Yeah, it's just got a Magnolia cover. That's all I really know. 2010. So I don't know if this was a first of anybody, but
I am not a Hellboy person. The only Hellboy anything I have is that first sketch pencil thing, issue 14. I can't remember even what it's called. But
yeah, and another Corbin book on the list.
Yeah, it's interesting too. It's I don't know if you can see it, but over on one of those crosses, it's got Henry, and that's what they had on. Supposedly was on Jesus's cross, which is odd. So I don't know what this. I really don't know what this book is about.
Yeah, that's very interesting.
Cover is the cover is definitely chaotic.
So. Yeah, which basically, if you look at the supposed inscription on the cross meant, if you translated, Jesus, King of the Jews, but I don't know if that's true or not. Could be just, folklore that half the Bible is. That being said, on to the next one. Probably my favorite book on the list tonight, but very, very closely over the book following this. This gorgeous Greg Capullo black and white variant for Batman Fortnite Foundation #1. This is the black and white Virgin variant. There is a black and white trade dress variant that's much different than the rest, and I guess this is a pretty rare book.
Apparently, because it sold for $2,700.
Yeah.
I have no idea how this one was distributed.
Well, this is very interesting right here. Found this little bit about it. This is a really cool web page that talks all about just Fortnite comics, that lists all the different Fortnite comics. And I'll drop a link in the description below at the end of the show. It says here, extremely rare unreleased black and white sketch variants. Very little is known about these unreleased variants. No shops received them and no advertisements were ever released. As months went by, it came to light that a few of the creators received 5. This brings the estimated print run count to 60 total black and white variants. 1 trade dress variant, 1 virgin with no autograph designation. See pictures below, I guess. 1 virgin with Donald Mustard auto, 1 virgin with Scott Snyder auto, and 1 with Greg Capullo auto. And they actually printed it on the back of the book. You guys can see that. That's very interesting.
Is the SSP super short print?
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Yeah. It's pretty cool.
So man, it is cool. I like how they did that.
Yeah. So website is fortnitecards.com. They also do a comic list. I'll drop it in the chat for everybody that wants to bookmark it, and of course put it in the description below. But yeah, very, very cool book. Gorgeous Greg Capullo cover, Batman who laughs, great character, black and white, chance for autographs. I'm all over it. So
crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Well, this one is beautiful, but so is this one that I don't think a lot of people know about this book. This is Vampirella from 2003, number 22, the Chiodo variant. And it's absolutely gorgeous. It's got a real Bruce Timm meets Frank Frazetta feel to it.
Yeah, and I feel like I've seen this book before, and for whatever reason, I just didn't buy it or something. I don't know why, but it sold for $250 this week. So I think it's just a B cover. I don't think it's an incentive or anything or something limited, right?
It's gorgeous. That's all I know, man. It's absolutely gorgeous.
Could be an FOC or retailer unlock.
I mean, Harris back in this was so this was the last issue of the Harris run. So that was
probably not a ton of them out there.
I wouldn't think, right?
No. Yeah. No one is awake on Chiodo except Dennis. So Dennis, I need a shit your pants box with one of these in it. Hit me up for my address. How much did this sell for again?
$250.
Woo! It's freaking beautiful, man. I would put that on my wall. That would not be sitting in a long box. It'd be sitting on a wall. That's for sure. 100%.
Absolutely.
All right. Next on the list. Now, this is a book or an artist that I was lucky enough to be shown. I first saw this artist due to Immortal Idiots IG page. He just throwing down the gauntlet on these amazing artists. But this artist is also very adult artist. I'll just say that. So get everybody ready. But yeah, totally rad cover gallery Shikari Black Cat variant, and absolutely beautiful cover. Go follow this artist on IG. There are multiple variants to this. There is a cover A, which is this, a cover B, which is a bikini that's falling off that looks like a straight up picture. I mean, his drawings are very realistic. There is a topless and a nude, and there's also ones with tattoos. So there's like 10 different covers. If you guys want to check it out, here's a web page that is showing all of them. I don't know if this page is selling. If they are, I want to say we do not, they're not sponsored by us or anything. That's where I saw the issues. Man, there are some crazy covers of this image.
Yeah, I didn't even know what this book. I was so confused, because it's not a DC book, so I'm not even sure. It's just random. But there was several that had sold, and the price was going up, and it's up to $200 for this one,
which is just the regular cover.
Right. So I don't know how many of these were printed. I have no idea, but it just kind of stood out. I was like, oh, that's really. First of all, I'm surprised that DC. Initially, when I saw this, I was like, man, I can't believe DC would print that. And then I realized, oh, that's not actually DC. So,
yeah, it's beautiful, man. Gorgeous. You ever seen this artist, Richie?
No. But does this artist do a lot of the porn stuff, or I don't know what it's called? But...
adult stuff. I'll say.
NSFW or whatever.
Yeah. I'm gonna go check out. I have him. I follow him on Instagram. Let's see here.
Long Short knows a lot about probably this artist.
It's crazy stuff, man. Let me see here.
Hey, while you're doing that, 00 said that Chiodo Vampirella was a special edition numbered to 1500. So.
Okay, that makes sense. All right, here is the artist, and I'm just taking a quick look. I don't see anything, and we've showed one of their things before on one of the podcasts. That this is how I found the artist because I think it was Immortal Idiots that posted one of the pictures. Okay, I think it's okay. So let me show you guys the artist here, and you'll remember this, Richie. So this is the artist. You guys can find it's 5HIKARII Shikari, but the S is a 5. Digital artist. Here's all the art. He does this thing that I saw this. This is his newest post that I don't like. He puts like famous people's heads on them. That's straight up Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I'm a fan of that, but what I am a fan is look at this art, man. I mean, like, you don't even have to have this. It could just be a regular, she could just be wearing the shirt and it would be absolutely gorgeous. And then this is the one that we've seen before, just very quickly. That one is pretty amazing too. So yeah, very, very adult oriented, but beautiful stuff. If you're into that stuff, go check them out.
It's tasteful. It's tasteful. You know,
him or her. I don't know if it's a male or female, but yeah. Crazy stuff. All right. Next on the list, an oldie but goodie. This one seems to show up every so often that we start hearing Doom rumors. Infamous Iron Man #1 from or the Ribic variant, and a big CGC sale, I guess, this week.
Yeah, this thing had dropped like 9/8. I think maybe like a month or two ago, 9/8 of those were below $300. Now it is back up to 700, which I think is an all-time high. Actually,
yeah, that's pretty cool, man. That's really cool. So
yeah, I don't know if this. I mean, I'm curious about this AI Tony Stark thing, or even if it happens, is it going to be worth buying comics for it? I don't know. I guess it just kind of depends if it's just a
AI Stark, yeah,
if it's just a one-off, if they do it, or if they don't, or if it's something that they're kind of run through several different series, then it really could be a thing.
Yeah, I mean, Doom's definitely coming after the Avengers put Kang down. Doom's next, right? And that'll be Avengers and Fantastic Four, along with Eternals and probably mutants that go after him. But also, he becomes does he become Iron Man, or is it like Iron Doom or something like that? It's just the first Iron suit with Doom?
AI. With Stark AI.
No, but there's also, it's a Stark AI, but there's also the first appearance of Dr. Doom as either Iron Man or an iron suit. So
yeah, can't remember. This is there's too many of these books in my head, and this one has been replaced. So this next one though I love, and I think it's popping off just because of all the shark cover collectors out there. This is one for you shark fans. Silver Sable in the Wild Pack #36, the Ron Lim variant. I'm sure it's John Z buying them all up for his kid's shark cover collection.
Yeah, this is. I don't even remember this book. This is like from 4 or 5 years ago. I literally don't even remember this book ever even coming out.
Yeah, I definitely remember it.
You're on mute.
Sorry, I think there's a lenticular for this, and with these Marvel Legacies, if there is a lenticular for this, I'm not sure, but with these Marvel Legacies, typically there was an open order that was lenticular, and the second print was the same lenticular cover, but no lenticular. Very sought after.
There we go.
Interesting. Well, this is a $40 book if you see it. So this is not. I mean, I wouldn't think that. I mean, this is what, a 1 in 25. So I mean, that's pretty. I mean, for a Silver Sable cover.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem like many people would order 25 copies.
For a Lim cover, it's okay.
Exactly. Lim is hit or miss. All right. We have one more book on the Almost 10 that we're going to try and bring on a special guest to talk about something pretty damn cool. But this is also pretty damn cool. Who doesn't love the nostalgia factor in Nintendo Power Magazine? I love Nintendo Power Magazine. I collect them just to own for nostalgia. Still read through most of them. Was lucky enough to find a couple of the sample copies of issue 1, and Rick and Morty decided, hey, we know that nostalgia drug is just like super addictive, so let's start it with some Nintendo Power homage covers. And here is Pocket like you stole it variant for Rick and Morty. Pretty badass.
Yeah, I remember when these came out. whenever this was, it was years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you had to get this off of Oni's website. I think is where it was not available in stores or anything like that. And for the longest time, it really didn't sell for very much or anything. It was like $30 or something like that. But now it is selling for what I say it was. 100. Oh
120.
yeah, 120. So it's, obviously it's not the first Rick and Morty, but it is, with all these video game things going on right now, this is just it. Everybody's like, oh, well, this was done like 5 years ago.
Yeah. Well, all you video game fans, add this to your list, but all you mushroom cover fans like me, add it to your list also. I love them. I love the Amanita muscariot mushrooms, aka the Mario mushrooms, aka the Christmas mushrooms, aka the Viking mushrooms. Beautiful, beautiful pieces of ooey gooey, glorious mushroom goodness in there that will make you see God. And I collect those covers, so make sure you guys check out all those mushroom covers. That being said, that is the Almost 10, ladies and gentlemen, and we have a very special guest, Anthony from Bird City Comics. What up, brother?
What's going on, people?
The drafter from another mother.
You know it. Those draft grades were garbage, by the way. You know what's up.
Well, you guys, we're going to talk about something pretty damn cool. If you guys were able, I can't remember. I think I talked about it on the draft show with Richie. I think I might have talked about it on. I can't remember what show it was. We talked about it sometime recently. Maybe it was on the Ninth Wonders art show for his spec, for his Monday night show, Anti-Spec Club. I think we might have talked about it. But basically, you guys, I really think that Anthony has come up with an idea that kind of transcends the whole exclusive variant game and is super, super smart, super genius. And I can't wait to see how it continues to evolve. And I guarantee somebody's going to rip it off as soon as we show it. So I'm giving credit where credit is due. Anthony, you had a sellout today in 6 minutes, if I am correct.
Yeah. And I mean, before I get to describing it, let me just get into character. Yeah. So, yeah, we sold out in 6 minutes.
It's pretty fucking cool, man. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Dark Ride #1, the Trish Forstner cover, but this is absolutely gorgeous. If you guys grew up with Nintendo and Super Nintendo and Nintendo 64, you know about Mario Kart. And this is the N64 Mario Kart homage. I mean, that's all cool and all. You guys know how I feel about homages. I mean, like, I love video game covers and all that, sure, but that's not what I'm talking about. I mean, Trish is next level. We all love Trish over here. She did a great job. But this is what I'm talking about right here, ladies and gentlemen. A Nintendo dust case overlay that was available with these. This is so badass, bro. This is like awesome. If you guys don't know what we're talking about here, the Nintendo dust cases from back in the day were what you would put your games in, so you didn't have to blow in them. Like every time it had an issue, you would like blow in them to get all the dust out, which didn't mean shit. And
they looked like a library too when you had them all up and they were all stacked straight up wise, and you threw them like this. And I can tell you guys that this idea came to be because I'm OCD about a few things in my life, and one of those things is things need to be complete and they need to be where they're supposed to be. And Nintendo slipcases were like my life. Like, I'd lose my mind if it didn't go back in the case, back on the shelf to look the way it was supposed to be. So when I started doing the video game homages, I was like, man, the only thing these are missing is something to make them look like they're being held.
And let me tell you guys why, to me, this is so genius and it's like the next level. Everybody, people love homage covers, but they're kind of getting tired. They're getting played out.
Yeah.
And I think that the reason why this is so great is because it adds to the idea of an homage cover, right? It gives it that little extra sprinkle of, whatever you want to call it, pixie dust. And on top of it, anybody that's ever owns any type of video game comic, 8-bit comic, is going to want to buy these to put their comics in. Now, these right now are just just what you can put in the bag and board, right? And so they sit over top, but
right,
they're evolving.
Right. Yeah. So I did a little mock-up. So this is what it'll look when you're presenting it. It'll have it in front. And
so
it
badass.
is clear. It'll follow the line clear, square it. So it'll actually protect your comic pretty well. But it's supposed to give you that look that it's in the slipcase. So when you present them or you put them on stands or whatever, they're going to look badass. I can tell you, McClay and I have been talking, and it's going to evolve a bit. But for the time being, I thought this gave me the look and presentation that I wanted. So it's a single sheet, slides in the front, no staples, no wraparound, none of that garbage. Just a nice presentation to complete the product.
Super cool, man. And congrats on the sellout. Very cool. Where can people hopefully find these next?
So some people do know this, and I think McClay and the guys know this. I hold back up to 20% of my run just to account for damages because shipping's rough. So once I get the books in, I set aside the initial order. Whatever's left, I put back on the website. So always keep an eye right around the books in-store date to see what comes back on the site. And I never pump the price. You're never going to see me pump up my own book. They're going to go right back up for retail, no matter what aftermarket's doing. Unless it's a genie situation, then don't be mad.
And what's going to be great about this is that you're going to be able to make, more in the future. So if people can, and then maybe even make special ones with, gold foil lettering and shit like that. And, special ones for special designs. Yeah. This is cool.
Can I tell you what I'm working on? You guys want to see some magic?
Yes.
I get in trouble. Okay.
Yes.
This is a book that's dropping. Let's see. Oh man. All right. Bear with me. I got to pull up the file because I'm going to get in trouble, but whatever.
Well, everybody's enjoying it in the chat. So 173 live. Thanks for hanging out, you guys. We just finished the almost 10. This is just such a cool idea that I wanted to talk about it. I'm probably people are going to be angry at me for talking about it. And there is Anthony's not sponsoring anything monetarily. So this isn't me, talking about this because we're getting money for it. This is just a very, very cool idea. I love to see new, cool ideas that are fresh and, not the same old tired thing. And this is definitely one of them. This is the type of things that I want to see. This type of idea and this type of game like this is what I want to see more of, and more retailers and comics. People in comics come up with cool ideas like this that just transcend the game. So, all right, you ready?
I want to piggyback onto that real quick, guys. You're buying an exclusive. You're buying the art. Let's be real. If you're going to read it, you're going to buy a cover A or a cover B and pay the $4.99. So what we're trying to do at Bird City is I'm trying to put together and make the product more of an experience. Yes, you're getting custom artwork, but it's how the package is laid out, how it's presented. I think McClay's hit on the head. People can do these. It's not that hard if you're a retailer. We know the channels to go through. But when you buy something from me going forward, I try to put as much thought into it as I can, and I want it to be an experience. You're going to spend $20 on something when the story costs you $4. I'm going to do the best I can to present you a good product. So with that being said, this is a book that comes out next week. Friday is going to be the launch. I have not released this image yet. I showed it on Nirvana, so I figure I'm only going to get in 50% trouble with Lauren. She's looking at me crazy. So the official.
Hi, Laura.
Yeah, right. She's like, so this is an Ivan Tao piece. Go ahead and share it.
Wow. That's cool, bro.
So Ivan Tao's a huge fan of MMA, guys. He said, Anthony, please let me do an MMA weigh-in look. And so the main character is actually the female that's behind him, and this is kind of like her bodyguard buddy. I was like, all right, do your thing. And he spent a long time. This is not official, but McClay, what do you think about doing another overlay, but making it look like a fight poster? Check this out. Ready?
Yeah, that's dope. That's cool.
I don't know if I'm going to do it. This is just something I'm playing with the design. This is the actual cover. Maybe do a little overlay to make it a little extra since it's custom art. I don't know.
We'll see.
We're trying to think about some fun stuff. You know what I mean?
Well, I think this right here, bro, is genius. And, everybody, once more of these become available, people are going to be going crazy for them, for all of their video game homage covers, for all the ones that you've done before this. They're going to want to add these to for their 8-bit Deadpool books, for their 8-bit San Diego Comic-Con DuckTales books.
I love that.
They're going to want to put these in, and you guys can only get them at Bird City Comics. So, anything else is just a cheap ripoff, and people are going to rip this idea off. I guarantee it. So make sure you guys look for the original, the Bird City Comics Nintendo dust case.
Yep.
It's pretty dope. So
I got to give Laura her nod. She always said with business, do it first, do it best, or cheat. It's the only ways to get ahead.
Amen, brother. Thank you for coming on. Make sure you guys go check out everything Bird City Comics does. We appreciate you, and we'll see you next time, bro.
Sweet. All right, guys. Peace.
Later, bro.
All right.
Let's get into the rest of the list, you guys.
Actually, before we get in there, I just want to make sure. So this book right here, this Wonder Woman, Middleton, this 9/8, is being given away. It's compliments of Chung-Yi Comics, who does presses. So all you have to do, and I'm going to give away by the end of this show. All you have to do is just go over really quick over to Instagram under right here, right there.
House of Stein.
House of Stein. It's going to be right there. It's going to be the first thing. Just click on the picture, type in "I want Chung-Yi," hashtag "I want Chung-Yi" in the comments, and the winner will be chosen from that list. You also need to follow me and stuff like that, but you can do that later. But make sure that you guys do that, and we appreciate it from Philip Chung for that.
Yeah, shout out to Philip Chung, great community member, OG CBSI guy. And here's where you guys go. Go to House of Stein on Instagram, at the House of Stein, and click on this picture right here and type in, what is it?
Hashtag "I want Chung-Yi." And there's only 7 or 8 people that have typed it in. I mean, you got a really good chance to win.
There we go, you guys, just like that. I want Chung-Yi, and you guys get entered just like I did. And if I do win, we're going to give it away a second time. So, all right. Shout out to Philip Chung. Make sure you guys go check out his pressing service. Where can they find information about Chung's pressing service, Stein?
Right there in the description where it says House Stein free. Thanks to, just click on that at Chung-Yi Comics, and it'll take you right to his Instagram page.
There you guys go. So make sure you guys are checking out House of Stein on Instagram. Let's get into the rest of the list, the almost 10 list, starting with the honorable mention this week, Golden Age style Chamber of Chills 19, back on the Golden Age list. What is going on here, man? A big sale.
2 big sales, and that was the thing, is I just couldn't ignore it this week. Hold on, my Instagram is dinging. Hold on, let me silence my phone.
That's like She-Hulk's Tender.
Right. Yeah. But yeah. So multiple sales this week of this, and I put this: is this the most recognizable pre-code horror cover? Is this the most? I mean, like universally recognized?
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, I think
the only thing that might be above that is the decapitation cover, but I think that this is more because of the album, the Danzig. Was it Danzig or was it Danzig?
It was
Misfits.
Misfits,
yeah. So yeah, back when Glenn Danzig was kind of cool when he was in the Misfits.
Tramp stamp.
Yeah.
It's literally especially for that era, it's pretty much perfect. It's a pretty perfect cover, right? It's got everything going for it. But okay, so a 2.5 sold this week for 11,000, which I like. Just a couple years ago, 2.5s were probably 2,000. Now it's 11,000. And an 8.5 sold for $53K, which is, just huge numbers, right?
You would consider this a blue chip book, right?
Oh, definitely. It's one of those books that one is. I mean, I've never actually even seen this book in person. I know our buddy Paul has one of these, and I think he might have like a two. His might be a 2.0, but he's had it for several years. And I mean, it was only a couple $1,000 book then. Now it's 11 grand. So, yeah, this is by far one of the top. It's not the hardest to find of pre-code horror books, but it's because it is so recognizable. It's just one of those things that.
Yeah, for sure, man. And for those of you guys that don't know, Danzig is a goofball, and I dropped a link in there to my other
podcast.
My other podcast home, the Bogcast. If you guys don't know, I do a show with my best friend Keith every week on Thursdays live, and we also do great interviews in person here in Phoenix. And Bogcast definitely has a tramp stamp and wears Uggs and got knocked the F out. So if you want to see that, go ahead and check out
Danzig.
Go ahead, check out the link I dropped in the chat. It's part one of the famous Danzig video storyline that people need to know about. But make sure to check it out.
Well worth your time, trust me.
Yeah, it's cool shit. Check it out. All right. Next on the list, our honorable mention this week. A gorgeous all-new Ghost Rider #1 variant. This thing is beautiful. This is the Felipe Smith 1 in 25 variant. And I feel like all the variants to this Ghost Rider run are just beautiful, right?
Yeah. Especially, I love the Scotty Young. Is actually my favorite.
Yeah, the Scotty Young is nice. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that was a qualifier.
The Scotty Young was nice. Yeah, so this is just the 1 in 25. There is that 1 in 50 Trad Moore is like brutally hard to find. But
is the 1 in 50 the Trad Moore where he's standing over the cover, or just his face?
No, I think it's just the face.
Yeah, I sold the one where he's I think I sold another Trad Moore. Isn't there another Trad Moore variant for that?
No, it's just the second print. He did the cover for cover A, I think. So second print, he does that cover, and then he did the 1 in 50.
Gotcha.
Yeah, Lord of Brooklyn. I've never seen this cover. You just never see it. I barely see the cover A, let alone any of the variants or anything like that.
For those of you guys that don't know about the variants, here are the variants. Again, from one of our favorite websites, comics.org. A lot of good variants, as you guys can see here.
I never seen that Del Mundo.
Yeah.
That Hastings is
trash. But it's Frank Kozik, famous a concert series music artist. Kozik is like one of the best in the game, but it's not that good. But all these other covers are. This one's crazy. That you don't see this one a lot.
And there's a second print, right? To the
the Tradmore. Yeah. Cover.
Yeah. Badass. Very, very cool. I really like this character. I love this series. I hope that we do get that Ghost Rider, that version of Ghost Rider again. He was great in what was that TV show again?
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., yeah. It was awesome. So very, very cool. Beautiful cover right there. Love the car. All right, you guys, let's get on to the list. At number 10, we've got an interesting one here. Black Atlas #1. What is up with this?
First of all, the $1.80 cover price completely threw me off. Like, I've never seen a $1.80 cover price. This is from like the early 80s?
Maybe
84.
70, 84.
Summer of 84.
There you go.
First Black Atlas.
Yeah, I don't know anything about this book. I'm assuming it's pretty hard to find because I've never seen it. Last month there was a sale for $40. This week there was multiple sales of $250 or higher. So for this, so
well, I can add to that. Ken Landgraf was the writer. I'm sorry, the artist, and the creator, writer, author John Jacobs. And the only thing they've ever done is, I believe, is with this publishing company, Madison something publishing company, I believe it's called. So
yeah, very cool. By the way, shout out to Black Comic Lords. They do great content. Make sure you guys go check them out. Very cool.
Yeah, have you guys ever seen this book?
Never. And I would guarantee if I did see it in a bin, I'd pick it up. I love
definitely.
books like these. Yeah, all over it. So pick up these weird ones. They could turn into something crazy like this. So, all right. Next on the list at number 9 this week, we got Bee and Puppy Cat showing back up on the list. This is Bee and Puppy Cat number 1. And some second season on Netflix dropped this week.
Yeah, so the first, I didn't even realize it. So the first season was 8 years ago and no season since until now. This is season 2, 8 years later. I can't think of a TV show that had a hiatus for that long between seasons. Is there any show that has ever had that kind of
there is.
No. And Anissa Espinosa did a not store variant, but Comic-Con exclusive. I think it was Phoenix Comic-Con in 2013-14 range. You should check that one out. It's a pretty cool one. Really hard to find, sought after. It's like a $7,500 book.
Very cool.
Yeah, so this is Kaboom, which is just was Boom's,
right?
Which is funny because it seems like most of their stuff was kid titles anyway, but this was their extra kid title. Seems like a funny show, but I haven't seen it. At least I was trying to read the synopsis on it, and but. Yeah, these are selling for like $25-$30 now that it's back on Netflix. So
very cool.
Famous for the first cover and work of Rose Besch. Is that what it is?
Is Rose Besch the artist on this cover, eh?
No, not on this.
No. The series.
Okay,
yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I don't remember which issue, but
Comic-Con reported this back in 2014. 2014, I want to say, when I checked it last time, it was under 13K orders by retailers, so there's not that many copies out there.
Which 13,000 for a Kaboom title? That's a lot.
Yeah, it is for a Kaboom title, but it is a low print run.
Yeah. All right. Next on the list at number 8. We're getting closer and closer to Black Panther 2, and now we have a book on the list, Black Panther number 1 from 2008, the Christopher Priest run. Starting to move on this.
Yeah, I don't remember who it was.
It was us. We were just talking about this. Remember, we were wondering if this book had any more ceiling.
No, I mean, I saw rumors out there, and I hate following these rumor sites, but I saw rumors that this Okoye was going to have her own show, and that it was going to.
Angels.
I don't know. So
yeah, that's Midnight Angels. Yeah.
So I'm guessing that people just started picking it up again because I mean it was high and then it dropped way down and now it's picked back up again. So it's kind of one of those roller coaster books that that we seem to have quite a bit anymore. But I mean, I like the character. I like her on Black Panther anyway. So I mean, if that the Dora Milaje gets a show and she's in it or whatever, I think it'd actually be pretty good.
Yeah, we should get word on. So just so you guys know, I'll just give you a heads up. I know a lot of people were asking on IG and stuff, but the schedule for announcements for Lucasfilms, for the MCU, and Disney Plus tomorrow, along with 20th Century Fox, is going to be at 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Pacific time. Okay, so set your alarms. To add to this book, we were mentioning this book. Ben brought up a good point about a month ago. Said, Michonne was the main character on The Walking Dead, and she's been planted in the MCU. I mean, how high can this book go? Have we already seen peaks? And then all of a sudden, we got rumors that Midnight Angels, aka the Dora Milaje show, was going to be led by Okoye, Ayo, and Anika. And this book's seeing new highs.
I'd love to see Okoye. Yeah, that'd be cool. Very cool. All right. Next on the list at number 7, another one of those foil variants, you guys. This time, a foil variant for this book right here, Batman Dear Detective #1. This is the Bermejo, and there's a 1 in 50 foil variant of this. So as you guys know, the foil variants don't really come off that great in pictures, so I put up the regular, but you can kind of guess what the foil parts of it would be. But yeah, that is the book at number 7 this week. What is that selling for?
It is 1 in 50. It's selling for it's above 50. I mean, it's probably selling for around 55 to 60, which anymore, right now, if something's selling above ratio, then it's doing well. But is this magazine size? Is this magazine size, Black Label stuff?
I think it is Black Label, but I'm not 100% sure. You guys let us know if you guys have seen any of the foil variants for this. But for some reason, I think this is Black Label, but it would be weird for them to do a foil variant for Black Label. I don't know.
I think it's Black Label, but I think it's the regular size.
Regular size?
I think so, because I just can't see a foil
Pete says
variant.
no, and then DK Raven says yes. So
I can't see a foil variant on a magazine. Can you?
Yeah, that's my thing. So I guess it is regular size. Is that what you guys are saying?
That's what I'm saying.
I found it interesting that Lee Bermejo not only did the cover art, but he did the interior art, and he did the writing.
Wow, that's awesome.
That's why it's only his name right there on the cover.
That's very cool, man. Yeah, I love when artists, especially cover artists like Bermejo or Adam Hughes or Jim Lee, they you can find a lot of their old work where they did interiors, but to have them do interiors and write it is amazing.
Yeah, so Jay said it's a bunch of Bermejo covers put inside, but I also heard that there is a story inside as well. So it's not just, there is a collection of covers, but I think there's a story. But I don't know. I haven't been to a store this week, so.
Okay. So I guess half the Black series are regular size. So that's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. That's good. So here you guys go. Nate 138 says Midtown still has the foil in stock for $81. So if you guys want to go grab one, now's your chance.
Oh man, I'm looking at some raw copies, and cover A does look like a magazine size. So does the 1 in 25.
Very weird.
I didn't pre-order this. I'm not even interested in investing anything Batman modern. So
yeah, I'm with you on that. They're I don't know if they stay. A lot of these DC books just are hot for just a couple seconds and then they cool down so much. I think DC is just taking such a hit recently on everything that it does. It's hard to be really excited about anything DC these days. That being said, on to the next book at number 6. How about Dragon Ball #1? So for those of you guys that are going to get thrown off, there is a Dragon Ball and a Dragon Ball Z. This is Dragon Ball #1, and $550 raw. Wow.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I don't know anything about this book. I was never into any of this, any of this manga, whatever. I didn't even know it was Dragon Ball Z. I thought it was Dragon Balls. So that's just telling. I'm being 100% honest.
When you say that, what do you see? Are they wrinkly?
Or do
they have scales on them?
Dragon D's nuts.
So yeah, so I literally don't know the appeal of this. I don't even know what is it even about? I mean, is it like Pokemon or something like that?
Well, I'll give you a quick rundown. The most popular manga in the world finally comes to America, printed right to left like the authentic Japanese manga. Meet a young monkey-tailed boy named Goku, whose quiet life changes when he meets a girl named Bulma. Is that how you say her name? Bulma, who is on a quest to collect the 7 Dragon Balls. If she gathers them all, an incredibly powerful dragon will appear and grant her one wish, but the precious orbs are scattered all over the world. Could Bulma use the help of a certain super strong boy? So there you go. That's before they get older.
Bunch of news too about Dragon Ball this week.
This is I would be all over this book, man, as investment purposes.
It's funny. I'm looking at these comments in the chat, and I literally I'm seeing these names. They're like all these Vegeta.
Vegeta.
I don't even know what that is. I don't.
Vajayjay.
I'm so confused. Like I don't even. You guys are saying like words. I don't even know if they're characters.
Virginia.
You got me completely.
Vegeta.
I don't know what this means.
Should know.
Okay, whatever. I'm stupid. You can quote me on that. I don't care.
Yeah. Get off my lawn. But listen, hey, shout out to International Comics Josh, who's got a killer sale coming up. Make sure you guys check out his foreign comic sales that he does. It is just outstanding. He's got a crazy one coming up. But this is one of the books that I always talk about him with, or buying any of the original manga versions that were like really thick magazines back in Japan. I think are great buys. I think they were the Shonen Jumps, right? And then these, and then the blue Dragon Ball Z #1s. Those are also great pickups. Yeah, man, very, very cool.
And shout out to Triple D Dodgeball. I mean, this guy was talking about this book along with a lot of others, but he's the one that recently told me that there was an announcement last week that Dragon Ball Mystery Web anime is going to release new episodes, details to be revealed after this week and after D23 for the year 2023. So that's been in the news all week. And then also a Dragon Ball, I think last week, teased a new villain returning in a new cliffhanger. So yeah, there's a lot of action going on over here in this world.
Very cool. All right, next on the list at number 5, if we're gonna talk about a Batman 423 book, it better well damn be the original. And here it is at number 5, Batman 423, the OG air cover, first print craziness, multiple errors on this cover that they didn't catch. Todd McFarlane, beautiful orangish red cover that is just too good for words, and nostalgia just spilled all over it at number 5.
Yeah, so I guess everybody kind of has known for the past 2 years this thing has been continually going up. It did set a record this week. A 9.8 sold for $3,200, which is pre-COVID. The 9.8s were $450. Now it's $3,200. That's 7x.
Yeah, that's amazing.
It's insane for a way overprinted.
And I'm not surprised that it's selling
book
right now, because they just announced another signing by Todd McFarlane at CGC. So I'm sure a lot of people are looking to get some of these signed. And for those of you that don't know, there are second and third prints of this book. Let's go check in with one of our favorite websites again, comics.org. There is a direct, a newsstand, a second printing, a Canadian, and a third printing. So be on the lookout for all of those. Yeah, really, really cool book.
Jeez, I would imagine if you got that Canadian in 9698, that'd be a monster, right?
Oh, dude, yeah.
So there was also, not only was the $3,200 9.8 sale, there was a 9.6 newsstand sale that went for $1,800, that's just crazy. I mean, now once you get below 9.6, the price drops off a lot. But I am just amazed. I mean, I probably will kick myself for saying this, but there was a trip I had probably 8 months ago. Maybe it was like last winter, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I was looking through back issue bins, and the guy had like a stack. He probably had 20 third prints sitting there for $10 a piece. And I probably should have just bought them all. But I was like, Dad, I really want to spend $200 on these. Nah, I don't think it's a third print. It's not really that. It was probably, they were like fresh. I think he had like a warehouse or something that I should have bought them all, but
Yeah.
This is not a. This is what I'm saying is this is not a rare book
No,
by
not at
any
all.
stretch.
Yeah, just a cool one, a very, very cool one. So, all right, next on the list is another foil cover coming in on the Hot 10 list this week. Foil, Julian Tedesco, 1 in 25 variant for Detective 1062, the second print. It's so weird to see Detective 1062. It's so crazy to me, but that's what it is. It is a 1 in 25 foil. No, it isn't a foil. Is it a foil?
Yeah, second print
Okay.
foil. Second print 1 in 20 because the second print is this cover with trade dress.
There you go.
So,
3-page tribute to Neil Adams, I believe, in this book. And then you have that team appearance of the Orgons, which is like Arzin, Gale, Nieg, and Shavon. So,
not a fan of this cover.
I don't know what's going on it. I mean, his head's cut in half. Now,
Yeah.
I love Tedesco. I think if you have not been picking up Tedesco books, you're totally missing out. But this one, I can't figure out what's going on.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of it at all. This is a fail, but it's okay. Great artist can swing and miss sometimes.
It's Batman's face. Half of his face is there. The top is empty, and there's a bat just mowing through his face.
Yeah.
Mushrooms.
It could be some type of crazy homage to some famous art piece or an art style, something like that. So
yeah, it's $100 book though. 1 in 25. It is $100 book. So
yeah, and the detective run has been decent. The start, Rom V's beginning of the run, I think, is Albuquerque doing interiors on this. Yeah, it's been good so far. So,
would you say Detective is DC's ASM, or would you say Batman is
Detective?
Well,
I think Batman's the Spider-Man.
It used to be. I think it switched. Like, I mean, you think about it. New 52, nobody was buying Detective. They were all buying regular Batman. All the new, since they rebooted and everything, what it was with the blue banner is Batman. So I think it did kind of switch over to Batman from Detective.
There you go. All right. Next at number 3, Art Germ is back on the list with a beautiful Gun Honey variant. Gun Honey Blood for Blood number 1, the Virgin Foil Art Germ variant out of 500. What's going on here?
There's a lot of honey.
A lot of honey.
Yeah, that I'm not. It's
And
gonna take a
butter,
while
too.
to watch. Yeah, man,
Yeah.
it's in her hair and everything.
Yeah.
That's like it's. Ugh. Yeah, this is selling. The buy-in on this was like $40. This is selling. This is now live. It's selling for like 80 to 85. It is sold out, but you can get just the trade dress for cover price or whatever.
You know what, dude? This is a great cover, but there's a better one coming out. There's a second print coming out at the end of this month. I don't know where you get it, but this is it, and it is gorgeous. That's so much better.
A little less honey on her.
Yeah, and it's that to me.
I don't
is
know.
Way better. No?
I like the first one.
I just don't like the digital cover look on a lot of books.
Gotcha.
I'm tired of the digital, and this to me takes away the digital look.
Yeah, good point.
So, but yeah, it's a cool book, especially for your Art Germ fans out there.
There are so many variants to these Gun Honey books now. Like, I feel like I'm watching Dynamite. Like, I feel like somebody at Dynamite crossed over to Dark Horse and was like, "Hey, let me take care of the variants for this title."
Yeah. Lord of Brooklyn says anti Dragon Ball Z and anti Honey. That's 2 strikes, Ben.
And before we go to number 2, remember, guys, you catch more flies and bees with honey than with vinegar.
Amen. That is one of the best things my grandmother ever told me. All right, next on the list at number 2 this week, another oldie but goodie, Thor, number 411. Killer old school cover. And who doesn't love this book right here?
Yeah. So somebody, I can't remember the website, but it's supposedly a,
Night
you know,
Thrasher.
like a main website, and they compared that, or basically saying that Night Thrasher, which I guess is going to maybe have a new title or something, is like Marvel is prepping him to be the next Iron Man. It's
Ew.
like, come on now, is that really what you're going with on this story?
Why can't
Well,
Riri be the next Iron Man?
Yeah, that's what I always thought too.
I don't know. I think it was talking about leading. I mean, I'm just sitting there going, come on. I don't care what universe you're in. Night Thrasher is never going to take up a role as big as Iron Man. That's
And Night Thrasher has never been cool.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just seemed really, but people see these stories and then they start buying these things, and but you've seen this from other supposedly reputable websites that are not the garbage, clickbait sites. And this was, I think this is clickbait, but do what you want. If you want to buy this for, I don't know, 40 plus, go ahead.
Cameo appearance. It's not even full. Don't get there till 4/12. There are marked jewelers and Canadian newsstands or Canadian price variants, but it's a cool cover. I love Juggernaut. I'm just a big fan.
Yeah, me too.
I just think that putting this on a list based on this supposed character being elevated in comics due to Al Ewing's utilization of the character recently, and then all of a sudden, getting people to buy it just seems kind of aggressive. That's just mine. And that's not talking about this list. I won't name any names.
Yeah. Well, I agree with you. I think you buy this book because of the great cover and not because of Night Thrasher, but you buy it for whatever you want. Maybe make some money off of it. What's it selling for?
Raws are, so basically all the cheap copies, because there's a bunch of copies, obviously. All the cheap copies were gone, and then the price was now moving up, and now you're going to be paying 40 plus for raw.
Wow.
So.
Well, that's interesting. But you know what, you guys, that's okay, because the #1 book this week makes up for all of it.
But we're gonna give away this thing first before we do #1?
Okay. We are. We have a giveaway, you guys, right before the #1 book. And we let you guys know how to get into that giveaway earlier. So the way that you get into it is by going to Stein's webpage or Instagram and typing in "I want Chungy" on this post. And unfortunately, guys, you don't have much time to do it, because I just took the link and I'm putting it over here into this link, and we're going to pick a winner right now. So here we go. Getting comments. Let's see how this works. And the winner is...
It better not be you, McClay.
Linda Martinez. She won the Suzamaica from me too.
There we go.
Very nice.
Shout out to Linda Martinez. Let's make sure that Linda Martinez put "I want Chungy" on there though first before we give it away.
Linda Nini, I think that's her user.
Yeah, it's always hard to. Well, Dennis, how many times did you say Dean?
Yeah. Where's Linda? Hold on. Let's keep going.
Yeah. So I never really figured out. Again, this was not from me. This was from Philip Chung. So you can thank him, and just
right there.
Yeah, and just shoot me a instant message, and I'll get that sent out to you.
Winner. There we go. Linda Martinez is the winner. Congrats, Linda Martinez. And by the way, you guys, make sure to go check out Chungy Comics on IG for pressing service information. $10 per press, located in Central Virginia. And he also specializes in hard-to-find comics and collectibles. Shout out to Chungy Comics, OG CBSI guy, and great community member. And now, number one this week, an amazing homage cover. I hate homages, but I'll take Dave Stevens homages every day of the week. And there's something kind of interesting about Sabrina and Archie Dan Parent variants that are especially limited, 200. And this is one of them. Sabrina Anniversary Spectacular #1, the Dave Stevens homage. That is just beautiful.
Yeah, only 200 copies, and you do get a little certificate with with the numbering. It's not on the book, but it is there. So it's 200 copies of this, which is exceptionally low. And I think anybody had an opportunity. I don't remember the store that this came from, but everybody had the opportunity to get this. This was not at a con. Nobody was cutting in line. Nobody had back deals. Everybody had the opportunity when this dropped, and then I think once people realized what it was out there, then they were like, "Oh crap!" Anytime you have this Planet Comics, people just love that. They just absolutely love it. They love the Hughes homage of it. They love the regular cover. And wasn't there was another?
There's been a ton of them, if I remember correctly.
This is a great cover. Sorry, guys. I don't like homages like Brian. I have a love-hate relationship with homages like Brian. Probably he's just, I guess you can say, winning on to me. But this one, I really like. Unfortunately, I don't own it, but... Oh.
Yeah. This one did have several variants. This one's obviously, with that yellow, it really stands out for sure. But... yeah, Uniforce. Yeah, some of these people. That's why these are not on Whatnot. It's because they didn't get them, which is is a valid point. But again, this was available at everybody. It's selling for it's hard to tell. The first one sold for $150, then $230, then $300. I think it's basically kind of like in that $250 range is probably where it's at. And I think this was only a $25 buy-in, and this just came out. It's just in people's hands this week. So basically 10x on the investment on this one.
Very cool, man. Love it. That is the Hot 10 this week, you guys. Thank you to everybody that's hung out. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up button. Almost 200 viewers till the end. We appreciate you immensely. Ben, you got anything coming up for the channel?
Not right off the top of my head, but I will be if anybody is in Memphis, I'm actually headed to Memphis on Tuesday, so I'll be there for 10 days starting next Tuesday. It's been a few years since I've been to Memphis, but
so hide all your comics and people in Memphis. Go get the comics you want at the comic store now because Stein's coming to town.
It's definitely not the place to go right now. I've seen many Memphis stories here recently about some crazy crime stuff going on, but but yeah, so
very cool.
When are you coming to California, Ben?
Well, the only thing that you guys ever have go wrong in California is landslides and fires, and so it's always like massive stuff. And
there's a huge fire right now, bro. It's the whole Big Bear's burning.
I generally don't do the big stuff anymore. I usually just do I come in, write it up.
So should I make an extra bed for you? Because I see the smog. I mean, I'm not joking around. I want to see you, and I know I can never get Brian out of Arizona unless it's like Baltimore Comic Con. So
he's like 4 hours from you.
He's like two of my best friends, and I only seen him through a screen. Need some people time, people.
Yeah, we'll figure it out, you guys. Once now that con season is back in style, we'll definitely be seeing more of each other at cons. Next one is Baltimore that I plan on being at. I know the Las Vegas one I think is this weekend. I really wanted to try and go to that, but it just wasn't in place. I would have loved to go see the Nate Diaz fight at the same time, but just couldn't pull it off. Just couldn't get my ass out of the house this weekend. I got too much stuff to do. That being said, I do have an Adam Hughes Whatnot sale tomorrow, and I'll probably throw a couple Dave Stevens books in there also. So you guys can bookmark that on Whatnot. Go check it out. I've got all kinds of spotlight shows coming up over the next couple months. We're going to be doing the Punisher only show, Ghost Rider. Just all Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, all kinds of stuff. But that being said, tomorrow night on Beyond Wednesdays, we have Modern Comic Mayhem. It starts at 10 p.m. Eastern. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to be talking about all the craziness that's happened over the last week, all the drama, all the silliness, all the fun stuff. And maybe we'll be lucky enough to get to talk about some of the recent D23 news that's going to come out tomorrow.
Do we have enough time to mention Clayton Crane?
Tomorrow, I think we do. That being said, you guys, much love.
Tune in
next time. Adios.